What's up, everybody? Steve Bertrand back for another takeover episode of Pro Tips for Paras. And don't forget to check out rollingmotivation.com because I got to get my cheap plug-in when I get a chance to. Alright, so for those of you who haven't seen the other videos that I've done, I'm 37 years old, born with cerebral palsy, lived with it since birth, was born premature, a bunch of other cool stuff happened, and put me in a wheelchair. I've got full feeling. I can walk hanging on to stuff. Just can't walk on my own. I live independently. I work full time. I drive, and I have some side hustles. I also drag race and do some other cool stuff that we'll talk about at another time. The reason I bring it up on this video is I want to give you an opportunity to look at how to get a job effectively with a disability. How to be effective in your job search with a disability. We can all agree that working, living, and just general moving around in life with a disability, in a wheelchair, or anything else is different than everybody else. So how do you navigate that? How do you use your differences and what some people view as limitations and turn them into your advantage to separate yourself from the competition? Well, in today's digital age, everyone thinks that everything should be online, and all you do is adjust your cover letter, you edit your top goal description on your resume, and you edit a couple of your top skills for bullet points, and then you send out 80 or 90 resumes all the time, and you just hope for the best. I'm telling you, stop that crap right now. I'm going to give anyone that's watching this video a golden tip that'll help everybody increase their employment a crazy amount. First, sit down. Probably already sitting down because you're in a wheelchair. But what you want to do, sit down. You want to, at a desk, grab a pen, grab your phone, do whatever you want to do. But make a list of the kind of job that you think you would want to do because you would like it. That's your first category. Second category is jobs that you think you could do based on your function, your limitations, your schedule, your fatigue, all of the factors that you need to deal with specifically with your condition. I tend to ignore most of those because I'm a bit intense and some might classify me somewhat insane. But the deal is, what I want to do is I want to put you in a situation where you have a list of targeted things that'll work for something that you want to do and something that you physically can do. Once you have a few of those options for industries and different ideas, then you go to Google on your phone or on your computer and you Google those industries for your local area. Once that happens, find a phone number and an email, and if you can, on the website, find a contact name. And here's what you do. You phone them and you say, "Hi, my name is Steve. I would like to work for a company in the industry of web design and marketing. I have a background in tech. I can do email launches, website launches. I do social media." But the point is, what you want to do is you want to have a 30 to 45 second spiel of you getting an informational interview with wherever you want to work. The easiest way to do it is call them and introduce yourself and a little bit about your skill set and say you want to find more out about the company and the industry to see if it's a good fit for you, and then see if they'll give you 5 to 10 minutes of your time. And if they do, set up an interview. And you take a paper copy of your resume, keep it in your backpack, do not pull it out until they ask. Go in. If they say they're going to give you 5 or 10 minutes, whatever the time limit is, Stick to that. If they give you more, take a few extra minutes, but you want to cut it off. Have control in that situation. If they ask you for a resume or your contact information, ask them how they want it. You have a paper copy with you, you give that to them, or if they want a digital copy, you get their email address, record it in your notebook or on your phone, and send it to them immediately from your phone or as soon as you get home. What you want to do is, on a daily basis, have at least 1 or 2 of those meetings daily until you're ready to find a job. What'll happen with that is you'll start filling your job funnel, and you'll end up having so many informational interviews that you'll end up getting job offers out of it. And what'll happen is you will then have the control as the person looking for the job, and you'll be able to pick from a series of companies that you've already interviewed, they know you, and you've leaped ahead of the other thousands and thousands of people applying for jobs the regular way. That's my tip. Now you're probably wondering, all right, Steve, great tips. You've told me to get a list together and start calling all these people, get a pitch, introduce myself, and go for these informational interviews. But that sounds a little crazy. I mean, who actually does that? I do. And every time you go to a job search seminar, or any time that anyone tries to give you job coaching that you pay big money for, it's one of the first things that they'll tell you is about 85% of jobs are not posted. The other benefit for you is you want to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success. So what you need to do more than anyone else, being in a wheelchair, is you need to find a job that's going to work for you, for your schedule, for your skill set, for your different situation. And the best way to do that is to control the outcome and pick very selectively the group that you want to be with and introduce yourself, and so they can already know you and like you and trust you and understand you. So here's a list of some of the jobs that someone with a disability can do. Any type of call center work, office admin, anything to do with online support or chat, which is getting bigger and bigger because there's a lot of people that don't do phone support anymore. A lot of it is online chat, and you can often do that from home. So mobility and telecommuting is a possibility because you don't even have to get in the car. Most of the time they don't even need to see you, and if you do, you probably only need to get dressed from the waist up because no one's ever going to see your legs. So that's another option. There are businesses out there that will allow you to be a call center from home as well. Some of them require different software checks and things and equipment that you can install on your home computer. Any inside sales positions. So anything where you're selling something over the phone, it's getting to be a tougher market to do that in, but you could also offer those services directly to a business that you know very well. So for instance, if you have experience in the automotive industry, maybe pre-injury or something like that, and you know who to talk to get them business, to get people in the door when they're doing maintenance, you could offer to be a salesperson for them and take a percentage for every client that comes through the door. So there's inside sales jobs either posted or you can create one on your own. There's social media management. Again, you can find a social media job by application, or you can also do that through messaging people on social media platforms and calling them out and saying that they need somebody, and you offer your services for X amount, and you just continue to find smaller and smaller, more and more clients, small ones, big ones, medium ones, until you have enough work and enough money to do whatever you want to do. There's banking, any type of financial advising, mortgage broker. There's a lot of things that you can do. Web design, any sort of graphic design. Most of it has to do with video editing and Photoshop and things like that online. You can create business cards, you do graphics, you can do photography. And the cool thing about doing photography from a wheelchair is you're doing it from your perspective and giving a different angle on shots than no one else has ever seen. That can be of value to a lot of people. So there's a few. I got a bunch more gems. You can message me directly or message me through Tanel, and we can figure out some suggestions for you and help you through the process. Some of my job experiences, specifically when I talked to you directly about the pitch and the cold call, that's how I got my job at a prestigious bank in Canada a couple years ago. I got the current job that I work at now doing tech support for a web design company. They weren't even looking for anyone when I rolled in. I couldn't even get into the building initially because it wasn't wheelchair accessible. It is now. They've made the adaptations since then. The bank also had to do accessibility renovations for me as well. I have gotten jobs multiple times by doing that. I worked as an admin assistant for 2 financial advisors prior to working for the bank. Again, it was cold calls and cold interviews. So that process does work. And I've also had jobs, the inside sales position at the phone book before the phone book got super small and obsolete. I did that with a traditional application. I think a headhunter actually found me through my LinkedIn profile. So if your LinkedIn profile is not on point and you're looking for a job, you are losing. That's my other tip for today. If your profile is not complete, complete it. If you don't have a good picture, find a photographer, get some headshots. Even use a good selfie filter on your phone. Do whatever you need to do to look as professional as possible. And then start connecting with people in industries that you want to connect with. What you should start doing is connecting on LinkedIn with people that you already know. And then through that, look through their connections. And it's an easy way to get connected with those other people. If you have to send them a note, send them something like, "Hi, my name is, and I'm looking to connect with people in your industry. Would you mind if I added you to my network on LinkedIn?" I have typically never had anybody message me back and say, "No, beat it, I don't want to talk to you." They tend to connect with every single person that sends them a request, as long as there's a note with it so they know you're not a spam bot or some sort of weirdo. Even if you are a weirdo, they just want to make sure you're not a spam bot. All of your social media, this is another tip for a lot of people that they forget, is when you are applying for a job, even if someone tells you that they're not legally allowed to search your social media and look for you and all those types of things, everyone searches your social media. So make sure your first couple pictures on your Instagram are not you getting hammered or smoking a doobie or something stupid on your Instagram post. Clean up your social media, clean up your Facebook, clean up your Snapchat, clean up your Instagram, clean up all that stuff because it's a representation of who you are. More important than your resume is what people find when they Google you. So control that. As much as you control the phone call, when you call for the informational interview, control what they look for after the fact. Make sure that everything that you do is a good representation of yourself. Everyone talks about you get only one chance at a first impression. You get a bunch of chances at all kinds of impressions, and people change their mind as often as they want to. So yes, your first impression is important, but guess what? You can come back from that. You cannot always come back from somebody finding something about you online that's going to be a detriment to their company. Because at the end of the day, if you're working there, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you are a representative of their company and they want the best person possible for that position. So put your best self forward and clean everything up and make the rest of your LinkedIn profile and all your other profiles the best representation of yourself possible. Don't be facetious and don't make things up. Still be genuine. But make sure you think through everything that you do and say and post. Now, some of you that seen the other videos when I do crossovers and you check Rolling Motivation, I am not afraid to give myself a cheap pop and plug the stuff that I'm doing. While I'm going to do that, I'm also going to let you know that at the end of the day, my biggest focus is to help people succeed. I offer speaking coaching, and what that entails is I can help people write speeches. I can go as far as anybody that wants to help with TED Talks and keynote speeches and things like that. I've done that in the past for Tadell. But I also offer interview skills. I help with anxiety as far as preparation for interviews. If you're going to chamber mixers and things like that, and you want to nail your 30 to 45 second elevator pitch and give yourself the best chance to be represented and called and thought of in a certain market, whatever you want to target, I can help with that. So you can reach out to me at any of my platforms for rollingmotivation.com, and more specifically Steve at rollingmotivation.com. Shoot me an email and say, hey, I'd like to work with you. We can talk about rates, and I'll make it affordable, because obviously if you're looking for a job, you probably don't have a ton of money, and I want to help you with that. But reach out to me and we'll go from there. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video, and remember that you're awesome. I can help people with videos and speech. Shit. You're gonna edit that out?
Oh, you gotta keep rolling with that.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, you don't want to do what I just did, which is mumble my words. Wheelchairs, lots of running, high jump, things that require
stairs,
a lot of lifting and ladders.
Have to be lots of stairs.
Yes. Elevator technicians.
Yeah.
Heavy duty diesel mechanics.